Have you had heart fluttering and you know it's not a health issue? It could be a twin flame thing. And I want to talk about how I accidentally opened my heart chakra, what heart flutters are as a twin flame, and how you know your twin flame is thinking about you, and different ways to balance your heart chakra. You can do all this yourself without even knowing what you're doing. My story with it is that I accidentally opened my heart chakra, which I didn't even know anything about chakras at the time. I didn't know I had closed my heart chakra. I didn't know what happened. I actually called it a heart-gasm. That's how it felt. It felt like an orgasm of my whole chest area. And I distinctly felt that I was being pulled forward. And that's that runner-chaser energy that they talk about. I didn't know anything about runner-chaser yet. I don't like those words, but that's the easiest way to explain it. It was really disconcerting. I almost fell over. That's how it actually was a physical heart opening that I had. This is the symbol for the heart chakra. I have this cool deck my friend gave me that I like a lot. It's helping me learn about them. And the ancient word for it is anahata. So it's the color of green. It's the fourth chakra. So every human has 7 chakra centers in their body. We have the root to the crown, and this is the one that connects the earth, the human body, to the soul plane, to the higher 3 chakras. The crown, the third eye, the throat, and the heart are all connected with our higher self, our higher knowing, our soul. And the lower ones are connected to the earth and keep us here grounded on planet Earth as a human, because we are both. And we also have other ones that you can activate. You can, once you ascend more fully, you can have access to your Earth star, your soul star, and other ones. And then the other thing I'll mention really quickly is, again, I didn't really know anything about heart chakras or any other chakras before I opened mine. That's what made me look into it. I was like, what was this? So I did the traditional research I did. I typed in heart-gasm because that's what it felt like, but it was really a heart chakra opening. So I didn't have the terminology or the vocabulary yet. Obviously, you go to the doctor, you get it checked out, make sure it's not a heart condition. If you have any fainting or other symptoms that might be more of a physical nature, then that's different. Again, this is the ancient symbol for it. And it's the element of air. It's the color green. It's located in the center of your chest, so it's not right where your actual heart is. To me, when it physically happened, it was my whole upper chest area that felt like I had an orgasm of the heart. It was crazy. The associated body parts: heart, lungs, diaphragm, chest, thymus, circulatory system, shoulders, arms, and hands. So all of that, if it's balanced, you feel love, you feel compassion, kindness. You have harmonious relationships, self-acceptance, forgiveness, hope, sympathy, and empathy. If you're interested in gemstones and crystals, which I've not really gotten into, emerald, rose quartz, and ruby will help you open your heart chakra or keep it open. Flower essences are the bleeding heart, holly, and wild rose. Essential oils: marjoram, neroli, and rose. And green leafy vegetables are always good for balancing it. The basic gist of the heart chakra is we versus me. What do you want versus what does the collective want? What does a couple want? So if you're still focused on runner chaser and us versus them and battling your twin flame, then you're going to have a closed heart chakra, or you might need to work on it. So it's the 4th chakra, it's green, and it's located in the heart area. So that's the general gist of what chakras are. They are energy centers in the body, and they all work together, and they all have layers. They have 7 layers of each chakra. So you can only keep going more and more and more and opening them. And I think you'll feel it just in your life and in your body. You'll feel if you're balanced. So you can, if you resonate with archangels, you can ask Archangel Vioamis to help you balance these out. But I'll tell you how I accidentally broke mine open, and that'll give you some tips. It also makes it so that it's a lot easier to realize that we have all this inside of us, and you're on your own journey. You've got your path. I've got my path. My twin flame has his path. We all have our own journey through this. We all have our own battles to fight and things to do and to work on. And it's all going to happen when it's meant to happen. I'm proof of you can't force it, and also you can't run from it. I've done both. So what happened for me was I got a spontaneous meditative download with the term twin flame. I was meditating on my career, actually, which was crazy. I didn't find it on TikTok. I didn't find it on Instagram. It actually just came to me in a vision, and it was a fleeting fleeting thing and I almost lost it. But immediately I knew exactly what it meant without ever have hearing that term before. And immediately I knew exactly who it was. And so that was crazy. So a few days later, I Googled it to see if it was a thing because, I'd never heard the term before. And lo and behold, dun-da-da, I find all the information online, right? So I dive into the literature like you do. You go down the rabbit hole and you watch all the videos and you read all the blogs and you try to just use your discernment of who's full of crap and who's not and what's resonating and what's not, right? So I go down all that rabbit hole, but what it did was made me think less about my career and more about this person again, who I had given up on decades ago. So that was interesting and unexpected for me. If you read tarot, you could call it a tower moment. But anyway, so what happened was I was doing an intense week. This was very closely right after my awakening. I had spent the whole week really like meditating and thinking and just tapping in and trying to figure it out and reminiscing and all the things and, doing a lot of meditations online and guided meditations on YouTube and things like that. Well, I all of a sudden just forgave myself and my twin flame for our failures in the past. And in that instant, that's when I had my heart open. I guess I had thought I had forgiven us before, but clearly I had not. Or at least I hadn't forgiven myself. I think I had never forgiven myself. I forgave him. I don't think I ever forgave myself for being young. I didn't have communication skills. I didn't know how to deal with all the 5D activation stuff that was happening to me. I didn't have any framework for spirituality at the time. Whatever. I mean, I had my battles that I had to go through. So to open my heart chakra just with forgiveness was really profound. And through my deep dive since then, I've reread some old journals that I had, and I've been, purging the house and this and that. And I actually found an old letter, and it was a copy of a letter, so I'm worried that I sent it, which I probably did. I wrote in this letter to my twin flame, basically just like, we're done, I'm done. And we weren't dating or anything. I wrote out all the things. I mean, this was way before having the twin flame path and journey and framework and steps, and way before anybody was talking about twin flames. This was decades ago. And I wrote out everything. I was like, I feel all of your emotions. I know what's going on with you, and I don't know how I know that, but even me writing this letter, it was just really crazy. Everything in it. It was it was like a channeled message, really, said in there that I'm closed off completely to everyone. I'm not going to date anybody. I'm done with all of it. Basically, I closed my heart chakra in that. And I didn't realize the impact that was going to have in my life. And and I've never been able to find anybody else that I've ever wanted to be with. I've dated and stuff, but nobody really floated to the top. So to physically open your heart chakra is possible. To not know what you're doing on this path is 100% possible. Which is why I'm a lot more skeptical of people who do have all the framework and then they find their twin flame because they're searching for it. I don't really personally think that's how it works. That's not been my experience whatsoever. I've stumbled through this not having any guidance or assistance this whole time, and I've still been able to open my heart chakra. I've still been able to manifest. I've still been able to, like, law of attraction is pretty easy for me. Everything but my twin flame, obviously. I've still been able to have telepathy with other people. I've been able to do a lot of stuff without knowing what the heck I was doing. So I just want to plant that seed of that if you're having heart flutters and heart things like that, that's good. Again, check with your doctor. Make sure that, you're physically sound. But if you're having heart flutters and you're a twin flame, then what it is you are connected to your twin at the heart. I think you probably know that already, that our hearts are connected at the heart chakra. And there's a theory, or at least what I've seen in my visions, is that there's a red string of attachment to our heart chakras. And that's why the runner chaser, to me, the best metaphor for that is a tug of war. If they're running or chasing, the other person's pulling also on their end, and no one wins until one side of you drops that rope. And then it shifts the dynamic for the other side. So my heart chakra opening, absolutely he must have felt it in some way. I just don't see any other way. And immediately I felt pulled, like literally physically pulled forward. I almost fell over. I felt his running. It was the weirdest thing I've ever had. I mean, I've had a lot of weird stuff happen in my life, but I have to say opening my heart chakra was definitely at the top of the list. And even if I'd known about chakras, I wouldn't have known that they could physically happen like that. So anyway, so when you want to think about the physical aspects of it, you can do some yoga opening. This is a heart chakra pose. All of these are heart chakra poses according to this chakra deck. I don't have an affiliate link or anything like that because it's a new YouTube channel and I'm not worried about that yet. But there's meditations you can do cobra pose, seated twist, alternate nostril breathing. But I'll read a little more from this just to give you some more ideas of what maybe you need to work on for yourself, things that you can pick up something in here and journal it. So emotional and mental issues like resentment, which that's easy to have with the twin flame journey. Suspicion. Oh, what's their third party doing? That's possessiveness, dependency, emotional insensitivity, passivity, sorrow, melancholy, depression. Does that sound like anything you've experienced? I bet it does. All of that's going to keep your heart chakra closed, and it's going to keep you in that tug of war energy dance with your twin flame. Physical issues would be cardiovascular problems, hypertension, stroke, respiratory ailments, upper back and shoulder problems, arthritis. And you might also have nicotine or marijuana addictions, which are obviously not good for your body. So I definitely recommend, if you haven't had your heart chakra opening, if you've never felt your heart flutter from your twin flame, look into opening your heart chakra, make sure it's open. If you know how to talk to your guides, you can actually just ask. You can ask them what to do to open it, but follow your inner guidance. I talk about this all the time on my channel. You have the template inside you of how to get through your own twin flame journey already. We come pre-installed with the software is the way I look at it. Like, I did this accidentally. I didn't even know what I was doing. It just was like I finally actually truly forgave myself and him for our failures in the past. When it's balanced, you're going to feel an overriding sense of compassion, which, oh my gosh, I can definitely tell you that I am not a very emotional person, but ever since I opened my heart chakra, I like cry during movies and commercials and like all this weird stuff. Some of my friends are like, what has gotten into you? I have a willingness to share and give of ourselves, which is why I started this YouTube channel, because I couldn't find this information when I was searching for it myself. I definitely have a heartstring connected to those we love, so you can have it with more people. You have strings of attachment to lots of people, but the red cord is a little different with the twin flame. And I definitely have opened up my sense of hope and inspiration since then. Yeah, I just feel I feel like in a peace phase. There's a peace stage of the twin flame journey that no one talks about, and I'm definitely in that stage. So if you're interested in learning more about the chakra system, there's tons of information online. This is a little deck my friend gave me. It's kind of like a little tarot deck. It tells you about, all the different chakras. The last thing I wanted to talk about is a heart fluttering and what that is. So if you are a twin flame and you've felt your heart flutter, what my realization has been is, first of all, it happened quite a lot when I physically opened my heart chakra. It was like an energy like buzzing in my chest for I don't know, months. But I was diving really, really deep into my ascension and my spirituality and my awakening. So, but my whole chest was fluttering like pretty much nonstop. And it was never scary. I never felt like it was a physical thing, like a doctor-based thing. I always felt like it was an ascension symptom. And so what I've come to find since I've mellowed a bit on that, and it doesn't happen quite as often, now it happens really out of the blue, and I'm working on something else. I'm working on my house, or I'm looking for a job, or whatever I'm doing, and it'll happen, and maybe it'll go away, and then it'll happen, and it'll go away. What I've realized is it's when my twin flame is thinking about me, or sending me love, or something like that, that it's connected to my twin flame. So if your heart flutters out of the blue, and you're a twin flame, it's probably coming from your twin flame. So they're either thinking about you. So that's how you know your twin flame is thinking about you, is if your heart is physically fluttering in your chest and you have been busy doing something else and not thinking about them. It'd be different if you're sitting around meditating on them and sending them love and all that desperate energy of like, what are they doing? And if you're listening to tarot readers on YouTube of third-party stuff, that's one thing. But if it happens like randomly when you're just out for a walk or you're talking to a neighbor or whatever, then it's probably your twin flame thinking about you, and that's one way you can tell. And that's what I've found. I've found that it happens really randomly now, and I've been journaling a lot about it just to see like if I can track patterns, but there's no pattern there. So it's definitely whenever for a while, it would happen like really intensely for a week and then not. So I think he had time to go within and think about me. And then another week he was probably busy with work, so he wasn't. There was one week I remember it was like every night at 9:30 for like 2 weeks straight. It was that. So it's like, okay, well, when he was finally winding down for the night, he finally had time to think about me. That's my perspective on the heart chakra fluttering, how it's connected to the twin flame, and whether they're thinking about you. But more importantly, how you've got all this inside you, and we have this so much power. Like, I feel really powerful that I opened my heart chakra accidentally. That's pretty cool, right? So just think about all the cool things that we can do we don't even know. I hope that helps you figure out what the heart fluttering is. As always, go check with your doctor first. I'm not a doctor, so, I'm just a YouTuber. So make sure that there's nothing physically wrong with you. And I think like Reiki performers and people like that can help with this as well if you know that you have a blockage. That's my story on how I accidentally opened my heart chakra, what heart flutters are as a twin flame, and how your twin flame is thinking about you, and different ways to balance your heart chakra. So I hope this helped. If you've physically opened one of your chakras, please tell me down below, because it was a really bonkers experience for me, and I'm fascinated now by this, and I definitely want to hear your story about your Kundalini awakening. Anyway, it took me 26 years to do it, so just keep trucking along and you'll get there. And also just make sure yours is not blocked. Okay. All right. I'll see you next time. Bye.